Hey, get a rhythm when you get the blues. Come on, get rhythm when you get the blues. Get a rock and roll feeling in your bones, the taps on your toes, and you're gon' get rhythm when you get the blues. A little shoeshine boy never gets slowed down, but he's got the dirtiest job in town. Bending low at the people's feet on a windy corner of a dirty street. Well, I asked him while he shined my shoes how to keep from getting the blues. He grinned as he raised his little head about the shoe shine rag, and then he said, get rhythm when you get the blues. Come on, get rhythm when you get the blues. A jumping rhythm makes you feel so fine, it'll shake all the trouble from your worried mind. Get rhythm when you get the blues. Okay, so there's two parts or two ways that you can play the chorus part. And the way I played it in the cover was to make it sound a little bit more full. There's also, in the recorded version, there's that singular note part. And we'll go over that in a second. But first, I'm gonna go through the way that I played it in the cover. So there's three chords we're gonna play. The first is an F major. The second is a B flat major, and the third is a C major. And I played it with a bar chord. You can also play it like that. The reason I play it with a bar chord is because it's a lot easier to mute just by lifting up your fingers up and down. When you play the open chord way, you've got to mute with your picking hand, and that's a little bit tougher, I think. So I played it with the bar chord. So let's look at the progression. It kind of goes, hey, get a rhythm when you get the blues. Come on, get rhythm when you get the blues. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So that's kind of the part with the chorus. It's not really, I just play it that way when I'm playing with a guitar. Like if you want to play with your acoustic guitar and kind of sing along, that would be a good part to play. Now let's talk about the guitar part that's actually in the recorded version of the song. So in the recorded version, you kind of have the bass guitar or the stand-up bass playing this bass line. So when you've got that and the drums going, then you don't need the full chords to sound like a full song. So let's talk about the actual guitar part that's in the recorded version. He's playing these singular notes, and it's kind of like a double pick, and it's muted with the right hand. So that's kind of the slow version. He's playing, and it's a little hard to tell, but I think it's not so much straight eighth notes, but it's kind of like a not a syncopated, but just a groovy. So that's kind of, I think, the guitar part that's being played in the song during the chorus. Now, like I said, if you're just playing and singing, those full chords are going to sound a lot better. So let's go ahead and move on to the verse. Okay, and what it sounds like to me here, it's just we've got 3 notes that he's going back and forth between. So that's the F chord shape, but he's just playing on those first 3 strings. That's like E, D, A, D, E, A, E, D, A, D, E, D, A, D. And if you want to mute it just a little bit with your right hand or with your picking hand, that might give it a little extra. And it just stays on that. Little shoe shine boy never gets slowed down. He's got the dirtiest job in town. And it just stays right there the whole verse. So if you wanted to play it a little simpler, just kind of strum on the F chord. The little shoe shine boy never gets slowed down. He's got the dirtiest job in town. Bending low at the people's feet. Windy corner of a dirty street. So yeah, now let's look at the instrumental part. This part's a little trickier. Oops. All right. So it's also on an F, but it's up here at the very top. So the bottom 3 strings of that F chord at the on the 13th and 14th fret. And just this little picking pattern. Let's see if I can get my hand in there. And the way I played it, I don't know if it's the absolute best way, but I do down strum, up strum, up strum. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. And then for the second part, you move down to the, what is this, the 6th and 7th frets. And this is the B flat. And this is the same strumming pattern, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. And then just on the open D and the 3rd fret of the D. And then that part, you just bend it up slightly. So let me play through that part really quick. See if I can get the whole thing in there. Actually, let me zoom out just a little bit so you can see my hand. Get my hand in there. And notice on that rhythm as well, it's kind of that da 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 instead of, it's not straight eighth notes, it's so keep that in mind. It's a little tougher when it's full speed. And yeah, I mean, one thing I would mention here is that how well you play some of those parts is really strongly affected by how you're holding the pick. So when you're strumming these open strumming like this, you're going to hold the pick a little bit differently than when you're So let me show you really quick how I'm holding the pick during those chords. It's a little bit looser grip. Let's see. Let me switch to a different view. Okay, so for the open chords, when I'm strumming those open chords, I'm holding the pick like this, and what's important to note here is that I've kind of got like a little bit looser grip. I've got it to where my hand can, the pick can kind of go back and forth a little bit. So when I'm strumming down, the pick's gonna sweep a little bit like that. You know, that's really over dramatic, but it's gonna be able to move a little bit like that. And when I'm strumming back up, it's gonna be able to move a little bit like that. And so that's sort of what's going on when I'm strumming the open chords. And then when I'm plucking those single notes, I got my hand in a lot stronger position, and when I strum those, the pick's not going to move barely at all because I've got such a strong grip on it. I'll be able to play with a lot more precision, and the pick's not going to move as much. So keep that in mind when you're strumming the open chords. You're going to have a little bit different grip up like this, and then when you go to the single notes, you're going to tighten up the grip, and then the pick's not going to move as much, and you just kind of do it like that, switch back and forth. There you go.